Explorers parent meeting. So if your camper is signed up for Explorers, you are in the right place. We're going to go over everything that you need to know to be successful and everything that your camper needs to know to be successful. So hopefully we all have a great summer. So let's get started here. All right. If you will, please hold all your questions until the end. We're going to go through a lot of information, and more than likely, we're going to answer your questions, fingers crossed. There is a chat open, so if there's any questions you're like, I just need to know the answer right now, you can drop those in the chat. Katie Walker will be handling those. Otherwise, I will take verbal questions at the end. Right. Arrival and sign in. What does camp look like? So our camp operating hours are 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Please don't drop off before 7:30 a.m. We do not have staff there and we are not open. So we want to make sure that we are open and ready to go and ready to receive your camper. And that will happen at 7:30. At Explorers, we do what's called rides in. So that is where you'll be in your vehicle and you can just drive up to the curb and we will meet you. Our camp leaders will meet you with our sign in, sign out sheet. They will hand it to you in the window. You can sign in your camper and then you can be on your way. We'll help your camper get out and then we'll have someone take them inside to their group. So we have a couple of different Explorer sites this summer. So for Northridge, curbside is in front of the gym and the cafeteria. And I'm going to show some pictures here in just a second, so stay with me. Stow Explorers is in the bus loop, so it's the back side of the building. So you're going to pull in, it's on the back side. And then Crossroads Explorers is the west entrance off Hargrove. Before I kind of jump to the pictures, please know that on Monday mornings, we have a lot of campers rolling in, a lot of parents with questions. So please go ahead and add in that extra time. So leave a little bit early or give us a little bit of grace when you're dropping off and we will get to you and we will get you on your way. All right, so right here, this is Crossroads Explorers. So as you can see that red line coming through and you can see that bright yellow is where we will receive your camper. So the line will start where that red is and then come around and you'll see our camp leaders who will be there to greet you and get your camper. It's also a little bit of a blueprint of our Crossroads locations so that you can kind of see what we're looking at. For Stow parents, this is a great big picture of Stow, so you can kind of see where we've got those red circles. That back one by the building where the trees are is actually never open, so don't ever try and come up that way. It's always closed off. And then that front entrance is closed off as well. So you're going to pull in that street, come on down to the bus loop where that bright yellow star is, and we will receive your camper right there. And then it's perfect for you because you can just loop right around and head on your way. And then this is Northridge Elementary. So this is our other location. So you're going to come off a Harps Mill Road, come down that Staghorn Lane, and then you'll pull through that loop and drop off at the Yellow Star and then make your way on out. We do curbside to keep things moving. We know you all have work and places to be, so we try and make this very easy on you. It goes a lot faster. If you have everything ready to go, we will greet you, sign your camper in, and get you going. All right, so let's talk a little bit about what security looks like at camps. So what we do is they're called camp security tags. They are issued to parents and guardians with IDs that matches the registration form that you put for approved pickup list. You will receive those on your very first pickup from camp, and then you can use it throughout the summer. So we will issue a tag for an ID. So if mom comes to pick up, mom can't pick up one for dad, dad's got to come with dad's ID, show us the ID, we make sure that it matches that list, and then we write the camper's name and your name on the back of that tag, and then you keep it. It goes on your keychain so that way it doesn't get lost, and then when you come to pick up from that point on, you can just show us that blue tag, and we will get your camper ready to go. Please know that if you lose one, we can get you another one. You'll just show your ID. If you ever come to camp and you do not have your blue tag, that's perfectly fine. Just bring your ID and we'll match your ID to that list. Please be patient with our camp leaders. They are going to ask for your blue tag, and if you don't have your blue tag, they're going to ask for your photo ID. even if we are in week 5 and they know who you are and they know who you're picking up, they're going to continue to ask for that tag. This is our security policy. It is to keep your camper safe at all times. So please just understand, don't take offense when they say, hey, can I see your blue tag? Even though they may know you very well, they are always going to ask for that. If you have anyone that is picking up a participant and they are not on the approved list, you will need to email camp.registration@raleighnc.gov. This email will be dropped in the chat. So you have probably put a certain amount of people on your approved pickup list. If that changes, you need to add someone. That's who you're going to email. You are also going to let the camp leaders at that camp location know of that change so that they are aware of who is picking up. We will always match proper picture of a photo ID to the name that you give us. Children and campers will never be released without proper identification. So no one can just come in and say, hey, I'm picking up John Smith, and we're going to bring John Smith up front, right? We're going to keep our campers safe at all times. All right, so camper expectations. What do your campers need to know to be successful? So for you and your camper, we need your campers to maintain a positive attitude and have appropriate language and behavior while they're at camp. They're expected to stay with their counselors and follow instructions. Campers are also expected to be willing to try activities with a positive attitude. So we want all of our campers to be successful at camp. The biggest way for that to happen is for them to engage and participate in the activities and things that we have going on. That's where they're going to have fun and find joy and hopefully love coming back to us every day. So just if you can help us encourage them to uphold these expectations, if you can help us check in with them, hey, did you try this activity today? Hey, tell us about that field trip. So any of these ways that you can help us keep your camper to these expectations, we're going to have a much more successful summer. All right, late fee policy. So our hours are 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. You must pick up your camper no later than 6 p.m. or a late fee will be charged to your account. That little bar down there is just saying that once you are between 5 to 10 minutes late, a $10 fee is going to be charged per family. And then an additional dollar is going to be added on for every minute past 10 minutes. Now, that may not sound like a big deal to you. What I can say is that for your camper, it's no fun to be the last one there. They feel like you've forgotten them. They're not sure why they haven't been picked up. So please just respect that time. Please pick your camper up no later than 6 p.m. What does your camper need to bring to camp? So they need to bring a lunch. Make sure that there is no refrigeration or warming that needs to be done. We do not have access to that, so everything needs to be ready to go in their lunchbox. They need to bring 2 snacks. Any drinks for lunch, I'm sure they would always enjoy. Gatorade's a good way to go. And then they need to bring a refillable water bottle that is labeled. Comfortable clothing for play, so athletic shoes as well, sunscreen, hat, and insect repellent. Biggest thing with all of these items is just make sure that you label all of them. That way, if any of them get lost or we find them at the end of the day, we can make sure that they get back to you. All right. Food. So obviously your campers are with us a lot, so we want to make sure that they have what they need. So things just to know as far as when they bring food, participants are not allowed to share lunches or snacks, even if they are siblings. This is to just keep everyone safe. So if you have multiple campers that you are sending and they are siblings, just make sure that you pack everything separately for them. So when they're at lunch or if they're in group or if they're in different areas eating, they are not allowed to share. Please notify our camp leaders if you have any campers that have allergies or dietary restrictions. We do food experiences. We do have obviously snack. And so we just want to make sure that we know anything that's going on with your camper. That way we can make sure that they are included and they have a fun time at camp as well. Biggest thing to kind of note here is that summer camp, we do a lot. We're outside a good bit. We do a lot of activities. It's hot. They're running around. So please ensure that your participants have enough food. When you pack their lunch and you bring them snacks, they need a good bit of it. They will get hungry, and there's nothing worse than a camper being hungry at camp. So please make sure that you are packing a good bit of snacks and lunch. If you are bringing any food in, example right there, cupcakes for a birthday, please let your camp leaders know 24 hours in advance. That way, if we do have any campers with allergies or dietary restrictions, we're going to let you know that so that you are aware before you bring anything in. And please just know anything that you do bring in has to be store-bought. So unfortunately, nothing baked at home and brought in. Slideshow to move here. There we go. All right. So what do campers need to dress in to be successful at camp? So campers are going to be active, so they should wear cool and comfortable clothing. They need to have athletic shoes on. So as you can see that fun picture right there, it says no Crocs allowed. Rubber shoes and Crocs, they're not recommended attire because of all the active things that we are doing. Now, if we're going to the pool, they can bring those Crocs and they can wear them to the pool and back, and then they can change into those tennis shoes. So campers coming to camp in the morning should not be wearing sandals or flip-flops. They shouldn't have shirts with spaghetti straps, clothing that displays any drugs, alcohol, or gang references, making sure that it's not excessively loose or tight on them or that anything is revealing. We want our campers to have a fun day at camp. We are going to be doing a lot. We're going to be moving a lot. So we just want to make sure that they can have a successful day and not have to worry about any of these issues. So again, sandals or flip-flops or Crocs are okay to bring, and we'll talk about a little bit later if they're going to the pool, but they cannot wear those to camp because obviously we're doing active games before and sometimes after we get back from the pool. My thing is not, all right. Items not allowed at camp. So we don't want your campers to bring jewelries, video games, toys, stuffed animals, any of the things on this list. Pets, cameras, computers, weapons, gum, water guns, music devices, cell phones, tablets, or smartwatches. So one, the city is not responsible for any lost, broken, or stolen items. So the best thing to do is just keep those items at home. We have a full schedule, lots of activities. We are going to keep your camper busy. So they don't need any of these items at camp. So best just to keep them at home. All right, how to identify our staff. So we mentioned a couple of different locations. So when you pull up to the location, we want you to be able to go, that's City of Raleigh staff. So all staff members must wear identification shirt, staff shirt or staff badge. So as you can see in that picture, that bright blue, that is going to be our camp counselors. So if you see blue shirts like that say staff on the back, you are in the right place. And then you should see our camp leaders who wear a dark green, kind of like the color of the trees at the top of that screen. If you are pulled up and you do not see staff around that have dark green shirts on or blue shirts, please don't leave your camper with them. You are more than likely not in the right space. And we want to make sure that we get your camper where they need to go. So this is a weekly example of a summer explorer. So as you can see, as I mentioned, we keep your campers busy. So that's why we want to make sure that we bring enough food, pack enough snacks, and leave those other things at home. So weekly schedules are emailed out to parents or guardians. They're emailed out through S'mores. It's a S'mores newsletter. So you will get this in your email and you're able to review the weekly schedule, look at any forms that you might need, and they'll also be sent out via Remind, which we'll touch on here in just a little bit. So you will have access to these weekly schedules to review them. We will also have copies at the camp location that you can pick up and take home or keep a couple of extras in your car if you need. We'll talk a little bit about what the day-to-day breakdown looks like, but obviously you can see every day we've got choice play, morning assembly, snack, field trips and movies and games in the gym. So we've got a health and wellness specialist on there. So as mentioned, we keep your campers very busy. My screen is not wanting to work with me today. All right. Remind code. So you are going to text the code right there, and then you are going to choose the Northridge Explorers, Stow Explorers, or Crossroads Explorers. So those codes are what you're going to put in. Please only sign up for the week that you're registered for. That way you prevent any unnecessary notifications, and you will get lots of them. So we take pictures of the activities that we do, all the fun things that we have going on. We try and take pictures on field trips. We also put in there important information about arrival time times, departure times, if we're running late from the pool, or if it's raining outside and we have to move rides in. So we text everything that we can that's important to give you guys real-time updates. So please make sure that you subscribe to that. We'll also have this QR code on our table on the first day of camp, so if you miss it. But just know all important information comes through here as well as that newsletter. All right, so I mentioned it earlier. We were going to talk about what a typical day looks like at camp. So 7:30 to 9 is always going to be arrival time. That is choice play. So this is kind of downtime, more passive activities going on. We might be playing a small game in the gym or doing board games. This is when all of our campers are coming in. So we have that time set aside. And then at 9, we have snack, and then we're going to have camp activities after that. So this is the scheduled time where we're doing active games, arts and crafts, field trips, outdoor play, any of our curriculum ideas, kits, things might be in there like theatrical exploration, science, nature. And then we're at the end of the day and it's choice play again from 4:30 to 6. So this is where that is time for you to come on and pick your camper up. Our scheduled activities are over for the day. We've returned from the field trip. Your camper is probably tired and ready to go home. All right, so field trips, you saw it a little bit in that weekly schedule. We go to 1 to 2 field trips and 1 pool trip every week. Campers must be at the campsite before the bus leaves. If the bus has left, parent guardian has to take the camper to the field trip location. So we are never allowed to hold a bus. So that's why it's super important to check those weekly schedules. If we are pulling out at 1 o'clock, even if you are going to be on site on that location at 1:02, 1:03. If we are ready to go, we are loaded, we are leaving at 1. So we cannot stay and hold the bus for any reason. Campers do not need to bring any money for any of our field trips. They don't need it. They won't use it. All that field trip, the rates and everything are taken care of, and we do not buy anything or go into any of the gift shops at our field trips. Kind of read it. All of our field trips are listed. So Marbles, Go Ape, Urban Air, Buffalo Road Aquatics, which is a pool, Party Shack. We're going to the North Carolina Museum of Natural Science, Greensboro Science Center, United Skates, Hill Ridge Farms, Buffalo Lanes, Big Air, Gibson Play Plaza, which is new, Triangle Cinemas, Galaxy Fun Park, and Pump It Up. I'm super excited about a lot of these. We see so many smiles on these field trips, so I'm very excited. So those are the field trips that explorers will go on throughout the summer. Specialists. So these are on-site specialists. They come to the camp location. And so these are things that your campers will get to experience if they're registered for the week where these come. So we have a gym mining truck, a video game truck, a balloon and face paint artist. We have Cheers and Paint, where they're like painting. We have Challenge Island, who is a STEAM specialist. And then we also have internal City of Raleigh nature, health and wellness, dance, athletics, tennis, and aquatic specialists who come and do activities with your campers. We also get Kona Ice and Brewsters every Friday. So they are every other. So a little sweet treat for your campers. And then get them, hopefully we'll get all that energy out in the afternoon after they have that. All right, let's talk about pool a little bit. Ridge Road Pool is every week on Friday for Northridge and Stow. If you are registered at Crossroads, we are going to be going to the pool on Tuesdays. So just kind of keep that on mind. Northridge and Stow, pool days every Friday. Crossroads, you're on Tuesday. This year, there is a little bit of a new part for the City of Raleigh swim test. So if you have been with us before, you probably know a little bit about how the swim test works. But a swim test happens when we go to the pool. If your camper wants to get in the pool without a life jacket, they need to complete the City of Raleigh swim test. They don't have to do the swim test, but if they don't do the swim test, then they will be fitted with a life jacket. That is how it works. So you either pass the swim test or you are fitted with a life jacket. So one of the things that's kind of changed is how our swim test looks. So this year, participants will need to swim the length of the pool without touching the bottom or the sides. Next, they're going to get to the end. They're going to get out of the pool and they're going to re-enter. They're going to jump in. They're going to fully submerge underwater, come back up, and then they're going to start treading. So they'll be required to tread continuously for 30 seconds without touching the bottom or the lane lines. And a fun fact, we actually have a wonderful video that will kind of explain this and show it to you as I just kind of talked about it. So that will be sent out after. So that way you can click on it and kind of check that out and see what I was just talking about. But this is something that we encourage you to talk to your campers about so that your campers are aware of it when they come to camp. So it's not new to them, especially if you're a returner. They're probably going to be like, I know what to do. So just reminding them that there is a little bit of a change and talking that with them. All right, medications. If you have any medications that need to come with your camper to camp, they need to be in the original prescription bottle and appropriately labeled. So they should have the camper's name on them. Any over-the-counter medications must be in the original package, so not just in a bag or in a plastic container. If your camper has an EpiPen or an inhaler, please make sure they come to camp and with that medication form filled out. So there's a medication form for any medication, EpiPen, inhaler. We send it out so you can always do it in advance. Any medication, they'll come in a Ziploc bag with that form in it, and we keep everything all together. Any medication that does come, you do have to fill out a form for each medication. We only take 1 week's worth of medication at a time. So even if your camper is registered for us with the whole summer, we are only going to take 1 week of medication. So if your camper takes 1 pill a day, that's going to be 5 pills in a bottle. And we're going to give that back to you at the end of camp on Friday, and you can bring it back to us on Monday. You don't have to do a different medication form. You can have that same form that just bring it back to us. If you're able to give that medication at home, it makes things a little bit easier. You're able to do it. But if you need us to do it, we're able to at camp. Sunscreen and insect repellent. So if you can, apply sunscreen before coming to camp each day. It makes it easier on our staff and they are ready to go for the day. If you do bring it, it's recommended that you bring that spray bottle and label it with your camper's name on there as well. Our staff can assist, but only in areas where campers cannot reach. So we will do this typically if we're going outside for long periods of time, field day. If we're going to the pool, we make sure that there is time allotted in our schedule to make sure that your camper gets sunscreen. All right, let's talk about what happens with sickness or illness. So if your camper wakes up and is experiencing any of these things, we ask you to keep them home. So if they are sick or experiencing any kind of illness, if they have a fever that's 100.4 or higher, sore throat, diarrhea or vomiting, if they've got a severe headache, if they have a rash, if they've got pink eye, if they have any of these things, please keep them home. As you saw, we have a busy schedule, lots of things going on, and it is going to be no fun for them if they do not feel well. If they were at camp and any of these symptoms started to happen, we would give you a call. We would let you know, and then you have 1 hour to come and pick them up. After that, they can return to camp after they've been symptom-free for 24 hours or with a doctor's note. And just so that you guys know, if there was any of these concerns while they were at camp, our camp leader would give you a call and talk to you about that, let you know what was going on, and let you know that you needed to come and pick up. If you need inclusion services, they provide additional training supplies and support to families and sites who request an ADA accommodation. This would have been something that you do at registration. So if at any point your child is struggling, please reach out and we can have further conversations about strategies that might increase your participant success in Explorers Camp. If your child requires any emergency medication for things like diabetes or seizures, please reach out to Inclusion Services at parksinclusion@raleighnc.gov. We'll drop that in the chat as well. Please do this at least 2 weeks prior to them attending camp. That is because there are forms that require doctor signatures, and we need to make sure that all of those forms are taken into account and our leaders are aware of everything before that camper comes to the first day of camp to make sure that they are set up for success. All right, so my favorite portion, we're going to go ahead and meet some of your on-site camp leaders that I have been talking about. So they are going to be the ones that you see the majority of the time. They will be there at check-in and check-out. They will help you with things, have those conversations with you guys. They'll see you at drop-off and curbside. So we're going to introduce them, just let them say, hey, real quick. So we're going to start out with Northridge Explorers. So Alexis, if you are on, if you could jump on and say hi to everybody.
Hello, I'm Alexis. I'm going to be one of the co-directors at Northridge Explorers.
Awesome, thanks. Amanda?
Hi, I'm Amanda. I'm the other co-director at Northridge Explorers.
Awesome, thanks. Let's jump over to Stow. We got Lily.
Your turn. Hi, I think my camera's not working, but I'm Lily. I'll be one of the co-directors at Stow. There we are.
And I'm Brianna. I'll be one of the other co-directors at Stow.
Awesome, perfect. And then Crossroads Explorers, we have Beth.
Hey, I'm Beth. I'm one of the co-directors at Crossroads.
And then Claire.
Hi, I'm the other co-director. I'm Claire.
Awesome. So depending on where you're registered at, you will see all of their wonderful faces. They are amazing and they are ready for a very fun summer. So as you can see, we have 2 co-leaders at each location. So there will always be someone to chat with you, have conversations. There will always be leadership on site. So they will always be there if you have any questions. Speaking of questions, we're going to go now to anybody that has questions. So if you have a question, I'm just going to ask you to hit that like raise your hand button on your screen, and then I can call on you as we go. And then Katie will also let me know if there were any burning questions in the chat box.
You're good in the chat.
Perfect. Anybody have any questions? I am super excited this summer. Okay. Perfect. I was just going to hang on for a quick second.